This is an original Bob Ross painting. I watched him in the 1990s when I was in college, and it was always my dream to own one of these.
An original Bob Ross. Where in the world did you get an original Bob Ross?
So Bob Ross was really a teacher, so he would train instructors. One of Bob's friends, and also, painting instructor that he trained to go out and teach his painting method from the early ons, had a few in his possession, and he sold me this one.
Okay, and how did you meet this person and everything?
So you knew who he was because he was on the Bob Ross Joy of Painting show. I looked him up, and I got in contact with him. And after a couple years of back and forth, I finally convinced him that I was a huge fan and he wanted to sell me one. And this one's especially unique. It obviously has the happy little trees and a lake scene, but this one has a cabin. And cabins are very rare in Bob Ross paintings.
Okay, yeah, so everyone remembers Bob Ross, okay? You're at home, flipping through the channels, there's Bob Ross, and he showed you how to paint happy trees and happy clouds and happy little mistakes. He was just pleasant.
I often fell asleep watching Bob Ross.
And like 99% of the people who saw Bob Ross never took up painting, but he did turn it into an amazing career. He created Bob Ross painting kits and books and paints and everything else. That was basically the business model, and they did really, really well with it. My understanding is getting an original Bob Ross is like next to impossible. The originals done on the show are owned by Bob Ross Incorporated.
Most of them are owned by Bob Ross Incorporated, so the vast majority never goes for sale. But Bob would give some to friends, and when he would do the painting classes, they would raffle away that painting that he painted to someone in the class. So there's a few of those out there. And then he would also occasionally send them to PBS stations for fundraisers and auctions. So those are the ones that are in the marketplace. And you really do want to make sure that you have a certificate of authenticity from Bob Ross Incorporated, like this one has, because there are a lot of fakes on the market.
All right. How much do you want for it?
I know you need to make some money on it, so I'm asking $62,000.
It's Bob Ross. They do go for some good money. Let me take a few pictures. I'm going to send them to my art guy and see what he has to say. And we'll go from there.
Certainly.
All right, I got the pictures. You grab the painting. I'll grab this. I got a little video chat room right over there. And we'll talk to my art guy. Here we go. Patrick, what's up?
Hey, Rick. How's it going?
All right, you get the pictures I sent you?
I did. So what are your questions? You want to know if it's authentic?
Yeah, because, anyone shows me Bob Ross, I'm, super, super, ultra skeptical.
I understand that. Bob Ross is kind of tricky. This guy made a career out of teaching other people to paint exactly like him. So everything that is his actually needs to be looked at with a lot of scrutiny.
He has a certificate, but my understanding is that Bob Ross Incorporated does not authenticate, but he has a cert from them.
So you can contact them directly, and you need to physically have it there for it to be issued a certificate of authenticity.
Okay.
So how much are we looking at?
Well, I'm asking $62,000 today.
Okay. So then it's about the value then. Recently, I think there was one that sold for $32,000, but then you'll see that same image sold before for $13,000. If you look at the big auction houses, not online only, physical authenticated auction houses, there are zero sales.
Okay. So it's a tough market for Bob Ross.
I'm a little bit wary of it because of the values that are sort of all over the market.
All right, thanks, man. I got an idea.
Okay.
All right. You would hate my price if I gave it to you because I'd say like 10 grand. Like I said, it's just the real marketplace for these things. Even with a cert, people are afraid of them. It's just the way they are. That'd be my offer.
Okay. I wouldn't entertain an offer under $50,000, so I just don't think we're going to come to a deal today.
Okay. All right, have a good one.
Thanks for looking at it.
Come on this way.